Hey, hi. How's everybody doing tonight? So I wanted to come back and reshoot the previous video that I did. It was an unboxing video from Wish List Foliage from Etsy. But I went back and I was editing and I absolutely hated it, so we're gonna do it again. My name is Sherry. I am that lady with that lady's leaves. The kind gentleman that you just saw walk behind me, that's Moose. There's Alistair. Maggie's up on the sofa. We are that house. So yeah, I did a little purchase from Wish List Foliage, and I went a little bit above my 4-plant max. And you can see, I don't buy things that are gigantic. I buy babies and we grow them and hope for the best. Excuse me. So all the plants that I purchased are, 2-inch, maybe a 4-inch if you're lucky. Not you. You don't have to be lucky. If I'm lucky, I can afford a 4-inch. But so yesterday when they came in, I took the time, I got them all potted up, I recorded everything, and I just didn't like it. So now I'm just going to show you what got potted, what they are, what I learned about them thus far, and what sort of changes I made after. And then once that's finished, I'm going to go through and show you the progress on the corms that me and my friend borrowed from one of our trips to Walmart. Yeah, you do what you got to do. So that being said, let's get into the craziness. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. So this one is the Aslanii Red Mambo. Aslanii Red Mambo. You probably can read it better than I can. The Aslanii Red Mambo. So when this one matures, it's going to have like a super glossy, kind of waxy red and pink leaf. And I will try and put, over there, I will try and put an image of the mature leaf. But when this one came in, it had a damaged petiole. And so last night, you can see right there. Last night I had to do a little bit of surgery because I did put a splint on it, but it didn't work. So currently we are working on a couple of pieces of new growth, which is great, and one pretty cute little leaf. So wish us luck with that one. This is the Aslanii Red Mambo. Yeah, it got here. It was in good health. It had great moisture. Because it was damaged, I chose to leave it in its little 2-inch pot and give it a good water and let it rest for a little while. So we'll check back in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I'm going to water it between now and then. But we'll check back in a couple of weeks, make sure the roots are still good. And if it's acclimated well, then we'll put it in a larger pot and watch for growth. This one came in and it was a bonus plant. You can see how cute that is. So this was a free bonus plant from Wish List Foliage. It is a Hypoestis color splash. And if you look real close, you can see that there's red, there's pink, there's white and green in one, and then there's kind of a lime. There's kind of a lime color near the bottom. So I got this one potted up. It's in high humidity currently. Well, all of these are in high humidity currently, just because they came from a greenhouse situation and now they live in a not greenhouse situation. So we're letting them get acclimated to high humidity, and then we're going to wean them off of the high humidity, and then they'll be at about 50%. Because Lord knows we live in Texas, so it never gets any lower than 50% humidity anywhere. All right, so that is the Hypoestis. This is my Philodendron Hope. So this one is usually found outside in warmer climates. So once it gets a little bit bigger, it probably will get transplanted outside. but this is going to look a lot like the split leaf philodendron. It's going to be kind of tall, kind of leggy, and then it's going to have those frilly fingerling type leaves. So I'm very excited to see the mature leaves on this one. But yeah, it came in. When it got here, they actually sent me 2 different ones. When it got here, it was a plug situation, and I guess because this one had a little bit of damage to that leaf, they sent me this little one in addition. So I went ahead and got that potted up. They potted them up together. I went ahead and got them potted up and put a self-watering cord and a little reservoir. So they're doing well today. They seem to be liking their soil mix. Speaking of soil mix, we are doing, I have my bucket over here, so don't think I'm ignoring you. We are doing 1 part perlite, 1 part potting soil, just your generalized potting soil, 1 part orchid bark, and then about a half a scoop of worm castings. One moment, I'll show you. So this is the scoop that I use. So it's one of these for perlite, 1 of these for potting soil, 1 of these for orchid bark, and then about this much, just to that baseline of worm castings, and that just pretty much gives it the nutrients that it requires. So yeah, that's what I use for potting soil. Again, philodendron hope. Gonna look a lot like a split leaf philodendron, and probably at some point in its life will wind up in the front yard under the oak tree, so it gets the dappled light. And yeah, fingers crossed, it's gonna be a beaut. This one I'm pretty excited about. This one I'm very hopeful that it matures quickly. I'm not going to rush it. I'm just going to let it do its own thing. Not that I could rush it if I wanted to. But yeah, so this is another, I already have 4 or 5 of the dragon series. This is the Beginda Dragon Scale. So this one, you can see, does have the dragon not variations. It's got the dragon veinations in it, and it's got the super dark insect on the leaf. And I think, oh yeah, you can see there's a luster to the leaf. So this one is also going to be, it's going to resemble the silver dragon, but it's going to have more green in it, like the lime green, than the silver dragon does. The silver dragon has like a dark forest green, and then the silver luster on the rises of the veination. So that one I'm excited to see mature. It's gonna be so pretty. What is this one? Oh, this is the Platinum Bisma. So this one also, apparently, I have a thing about silver leaves. This is the Platinum Bisma. So this one is also gonna have a silver leaf, but I don't know if you can see it. I like how what is that called? I'll have to think of the word and put it up on the screen. But where it splits right here, I like how it's not a very deep indentation when they're small, but as it gets older, it's going to be, as it matures, it's going to be a much deeper indentation, and it's going to have a very defined lobe. What is that piece called? If you can remember, put it in the comments. I don't remember. Anyway, this is the Alocasia Platinum Bisma, and yeah, it kind of resembles a dragon scale, but it does have a darker characteristic and not as much of the silvery luster. So, next up, we have, apparently, it was a night for alocasias. So this is the Alocasia scalprum. This one, it doesn't look like much now. It just looks like your average everyday alocasia. However, check over here. There will be a clip. No, not a clip. An image of a mature leaf. This one is going to have super deep green veination on a very, very, very dark leaf. It is going to be a longer leaf. You could tell in this one it does have kind of long characteristics, but the mature leaves are going to be very long, very dark, good scale characteristics, and it's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be gorgeous. Oh, not that one yet. That one is an update, and I'm super excited to show you that one. This one is the Philodendron Silver Sword. So, funny story about silver swords. There's one in that room that I just purchased days after I put the order for this one in. Do you hear the crazy that's in the backyard right now? Ooh, we're gonna get a howl. Maybe. Apparently somebody else is walking their dog, and when they come across the fence and mine are outside, it gets exciting. This one is the Silver Sword. So back to my funny story. So I placed my order for this one. Forgot I placed my order for this one because that's the kind of girl I am. And went to a big box store. Just one day after work, I needed a little bit of therapy, so I went and checked the clearance aisle because that's how I live. And on the clearance aisle, they had a Epiprenum Silver Streak. They had a Philodendron Silver Sword. They had a Baltic Blue and a Cebu Blue. And if you saw my previous video, you'll know that I was very excited about the Cebu Blue that I purchased and had delivered. So, but what's one more, right? So now I have 2 Cebu Blues, a Baltic Blue, 2 Silver Swords, including this little guy, and a Silver Streak. So my Philodendron Epiprenum collection is coming along just fine. This one I got potted up. It seems to be doing well today. I don't see any strain or stress. I do have to top off the soil because I can see some of the roots are exposed. Can you see in there? I have to top off the soil here so that those roots are under soil and not drying out and being exposed. But bright side is we do have a new little leaf coming in, so that's always a good sign. Black Cardinal. I was very excited to get this Black Cardinal. Something I noticed yesterday that I didn't notice when I was purchasing it or doing the research for it. This is also another Philodendron. This has, I wonder if I can get it on there. This has the most beautiful red. It's kind of like a brick red with a little pink in it. But it has the most beautiful red petiole when it comes out of its bunch. Because it is a clumping grower. So when it comes out of its clump, it has the most beautiful red highlight. And then as this one matures, the leaves are going to get much thicker, much more of a waxy leaf, and they're going to turn a beautiful dark plum. Apparently that's why they call it the Black Cardinal. But much like the Moonlight and the Red Sun that I have, the leaves come in a gorgeous red color, or well, this one is going to be green to black and purple, and these are red to green. So they come in this really beautiful red color. They fluff up, they harden off, and then you get these philodendron green leaves. This one also is going to start maturing and give those waxy leaves. So it's going to be a good addition to the not that one. That one's already in the family. This one's going to be a good addition to the family. Also, I like that it has the more elongated leaf as opposed to I'm going to have to go say something. To the dogs. As opposed to the lobe leaf. So I'm excited to see this one mature. All right, how many was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like I said, I did buy 7 and then I got a bonus plant. So that was the 8 of the plants that came in yesterday. So back to the Walmart story. My friend and I letting off some steam, having a little shopping day, and we decided to go look at the garden section at our local big box store. I already said what it was, so there you have it. And they had, for a ridiculously high amount of money, I mean like $59 for a 4-inch pot, they had a couple of alocasias that I had been eyeballing online, and they were silly enough to not take the corms out of the top of the pot. So as soon as I walked past them, I could see the corm. Yes, it's stealing. Take me away for stealing a corm. But I did, here's one. I did borrow those corms, and I brought them home and I peeled them. If you've ever had a corm, you can peel it. It's not necessary. I find that you get a little bit faster growth if you clean the husk off. So yeah, I came home, I peeled them, I put them in a little teeny tiny bit of water so that they would stay hydrated, and I just let them make roots. So that being said, let's take a look at what those little corms turned into. So this is my alocasia Jacqueline. She is a yes, the Jacqueline. She is gorgeous. I know you probably can't see it, but she has such a great texture on these leaves. She blows me away every time I walk in this room. She's so beautiful. And look at those zebra-like petioles. Do you get any prettier than that? I don't know. Something prettier than this would be a tough sell. But just take a second and breathe that in. She's gorgeous. This one, I don't know why I pulled it off the shelf. I don't know what it is. What I do know is that it is one of the borrowed corms, and it took forever to show any growth in the puddle method. And then I ordered some fluval stratum, right? Yeah, fluval. And put perlite, some teeny tiny leca, some fluval stratum, and then set the corm in there. Well, it was in there for quite some time. I mean, like a month, and wasn't doing anything. So I pulled it out. I removed the icky part of the husk, the part that had already started rotting away, so to speak. So I removed that part, and then I was left with a good firm white-ish corm, and I replanted that and then gave it a good drink, and here we are now. And I don't, can you see in there? There are 2 growth points on one stalk. So I'm hoping 3 growth points on one stalk. So I'm hoping that this one is going to put off 3 leaves, or 3 petioles, and get itself out of the baby stalk category, and then get a real pot. Because wouldn't that be something else? This corm actually came from that guy right there. That is a alocasia stingray, and you can't really see any of his leaves. It's alocasia stingray. I got the corm from here, so no stealing. And so far, this leaf came out and it didn't have its little point, so I just let it do its own thing. And then the newest leaf does indeed have its little stingray point. So good things are ahead for this guy, and she needs some more water. Most of my alocasias get a self-watering system. Pardon me while I give the baby a drink. They get a self-watering system. They're either in super chunky soil or they're in semi-hydro. They get a wick, and then they get, this is a candle holder and a 2-inch pot. But they get a wick, and then they get a good drink, and they'll stay hydrated, they'll stay happy. for however long there's water in that reservoir. So if you're going out of town, this is a great way to keep your alocasias happy. Or if you forget to water, or if you're an overwaterer like this lady, this is a real good way to regulate yourself. Which is probably why I have so many pothos and philodendrons and all the other things that will tolerate a heavy watering, because I am the first sign of dry, I'm going to water it. And I'm trying to cut myself back on that, but you know, this is the way. I cannot for the life of me keep a succulent alive, because I feel like it doesn't ever have enough water and it needs it. We already did that little mystery guy. This one is another one I wasn't quite sure about. This one came from Walmart. Oh, big box store. Sorry. This one, it was another one that I wasn't sure about. I'm guessing. I looked it up on the internet when I got the new leaf, and if it's wrong, please let me know, and I will fix it on the tag. But this is the Alocasia Sabrina. Also came here as a corm, and you know, it's been 3 months. I think we got those corms in July or August, and it's been about 3 months, and we have one really beautiful leaf, and then we have a new growth point down here towards the sphagnum moss. Also, sphagnum moss, if you're doing semi-hydro with no drainage, sphagnum moss is a real good way to keep moisture from evaporating too fast. I was out of town for a week, so I had to take some measures to keep my alocasias in a happy state. So I gave them a good drink. I only water this one about that much into the bottom, just so that I don't completely drown the root system that's growing. And then to keep that moisture in there and keep it from evaporating too fast, I just put some damp sphagnum moss on the top of it, but tried to make it so that it wasn't touching the tip of the corm or the petiole. And that seems to be working very well. I've been home for 3 weeks, and I haven't removed the moss because it doesn't seem like it's hurting anything. But yeah, that is, I'm sorry about my itchy nose tonight. That's crazy talk. That is the unboxing from yesterday. Again, hop on Etsy. Check out wish list foliage. Everything was a very reasonable price. They packaged them well. Luckily they were coming from Florida. They left Florida on Monday, and they arrived in Texas on Thursday. So travel wasn't too far, and it didn't get very cold. So they arrived well, and they all seem to look very healthy. And if you get a minute, go check out their store. A good majority of the plants that I have in here have come from Wishlist, and they haven't let me down yet. I did have a peperomia that didn't make it, but that's because I overwatered things. But yeah, thanks so much for sticking around. Maggie's ready for some dinner, so I am gonna hop off, get that taken care of, and I appreciate you staying here. Oh, I'm supposed to say something like, share, subscribe. So there you have it. I said it. Ball's in your court now. So you guys have a great evening, and can't wait to see you on the next one. Thanks.